Transparency post. I regret buying a house.
Many millennials regret buying homes. This is why it's important for you to run your numbers so that you don't end up house poor. Let me show you what I mean.
Bro, America is such a freaking scam.
Everybody, how you doing?
Welcome back.
Since we're so unoriginal, today we're doing houses again.
I bet no one even remembers the first time we did it, but
I don't think anyone watched the first time we did it. So that's fine.
they just houses.
Houses.
We did tiny homes like last video, but that's different. But this one's like actual houses.
Yeah. So let's go into that.
Yeah, the housing market sucks.
Real bad.
For real.
Transparency post. I regret buying a house.
Shiny.
I regret it a lot. If I could go back to January 2022, I would tell that girl, do not. Just find another apartment to move into, because doing all this shit that I have to do for this house and all the unexpected costs, high dollar unexpected costs that I keep running into, to be handling it by myself is ass. So to all you young women who want to go out and buy a home, I encourage you to really think about it. Talk to some people and really see the ins and outs. I mean, it always sounds good. Oh yeah, your mortgage is only going to be $1,000 until they reevaluate your property taxes, and that bitch goes up $200. You know, it's trash.
I pay $1,200.
85 degrees, your AC is going to go out. You don't want to know how much that costs. It's trash.
I'll pay $1,200 for a mortgage. Heck yeah. But people's mortgage has gone up pretty bad, bro. That's actually a cheap mortgage. Where'd everything goes?
Well, yeah, but most mortgages now are like $4,000 plus, and then the land, the house, all of that is going to appreciate, and then you're just going to keep having to pay higher every month.
They really put a lot of arbitrary rules on all this. Can we all just sit here and recognize that?
I mean, like, can I just purchase? Like, why can't it work like any other purchase? I purchase it, and then it's mine, and I don't have to pay anything else.
Because then the government won't get any money out of you, even though they already get all their money out of us already.
Like, it's insane. You have to pay property taxes on a car, which depreciates, and then you have to pay it on campers that slide into the back of a truck. You have to pay it on RVs, like all of that.
There's no avoiding it. And it's no making it cheaper because it's just going to raise anyway. Can we just tax the rich people more? Because if I got to get the money out of us, you kind of cut taxes, but then we still got to pay more. How does that work?
I just feel like it shouldn't cost that much, or at least like on certain stuff, we really shouldn't be paying it like that.
For real.
Many millennials regret buying homes. This is why it's important for you to run your numbers so that you don't end up house poor. Let me show you what I mean. What you can qualify for and what you can comfortably afford is sometimes two different things. So if you make $100,000, the typical debt to income ratio a lender is going to use when qualifying you is about 40%. That gives you $40,000 divided by 12 months, gives you a monthly allowance of $3,333 if you have no debt. So you could buy probably around a $400,000 house. Your payment would be around $3,300, and you would just qualify and you'd be celebrating. But the next step you must take with your family is, what is your take-home pay? If you make $100,000, your take-home pay is around what? $6,200? If your house payment without utilities or anything is $3,300, that is 53% of your net pay. This is where you're creeping into the house poor area, and you don't want to be there. But I understand your frustration, because you're like, hey, I make $100,000. How can I find anything for under $400,000? Because back in the day, the financially responsible thing to do was to have your house payment be about 30% of your net. But if that were true for someone making $100K today, they would have to buy a $240,000 home, which doesn't really exist in most places. So I understand your frustration. But when you sit down with your lender, also sit down with your family, talk with your lender, and look at your net pay so that you don't end up house poor and you can actually enjoy the home you're purchasing.
At this point, just get a townhouse.
Yeah, because it's ridiculous. Like, $200K is like insane that you can barely find that, because everything is like $400K plus now.
Yeah. Yeah, like now townhouses are like 150. If a one floor bedroom, like a 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom, 1 floor house is like almost $300,000 now. Just to get a townhouse at this point.
And don't let anybody tell you you should do better, because a place to stay is a place to stay. A townhouse is good. And if you ever get to the point where you can afford more, Like you can always just buy another house, rent it out, or just have it.
At this point, cause I know it's gonna be hard to sell that afterwards. Just sell it to a corporation. I know they already own all the houses anyway. Just to give up.
Exactly.
Just sell it to them and find a new place.
Yeah.
Bro, America is such a freaking scam. It don't make no sense. Let's say you work hard, right? So you go and buy you a house with a mortgage. You know what I'm saying? Now, let's say you work 30 years to pay off your mortgage. You know, you pay it on time. You get it done, right? And on year 31, you fall sick and you can no longer work. Now, let's say you no longer have income, which means you cannot pay your property taxes anymore. They are going to come take your house, even though you worked 30 years to pay your shit off and you paid it on time and you finished it and you got it done. You still don't technically own the fucking land. I just think that's crazy. And I just feel like once we pay off the house, I feel like that should be it. It shouldn't be no property taxes after that. Like, I think that's crazy. And we have no choice but to fucking deal with it. That's the American dream. A fucking scam. These days, it's literally no point in renting because you're gonna be paying like $1,700 for a fucking 2-bedroom, and that's if you want to live in a decent community. Now you can go to the hood, pay about $900, but who the fuck want to live in the hood? It's like we can't win. Like, a part of becoming an adult is just realizing, bro, this shit is fucked up. We can't win, and it's a scam.
At this point, they better get shot at, or you have the opportunity of someone breaking in your house, taking all your stuff. It's just easier. At least your insurance will pay for most of your stuff that's stolen.
Yeah, sometimes you just gotta circumvent it and just like take the easy way out, whatever. Like go to the hood, live in your car, anything like to just save up to just circumvent all of this because it's a scam.
Oh, no. The cop found you sleeping in your car in a parking lot. You're now being charged $200 in fine, $2,000 in fines. Have fun being poor again.
Insane. It's still cheaper than property taxes.
At this point, probably not. They're gonna keep raising that mess up. That's crazy.
Everything is a scam, bro.
And that's how people figure out how the government works. Finally,
Yeah.
Why do poor people gotta pay more taxes? Makes no sense. If we had money to pay taxes, we wouldn't be poor.
It sucks.
Foreclosures are about to explode. I was contacted by 2 of my banks today that I deal with in foreclosures. One of them, you all know, starts with a W, second name starts with an F. It's no more holding back. They're gonna get aggressive. They're gonna start taking these homes back is what I'm being told. And to expect the amount of foreclosures to explode, they're telling me to hire and to prepare myself. They feel something's changing in the next couple of weeks. Next couple of months, really, right? Starts in January, and they're no longer going to need to stay quiet about what's really going on in the marketplace. And if you're in foreclosure, if you're behind on your house, link in bio. There's a book there that will help you keep the house. If you know somebody who's struggling to stay afloat, that book will help you keep your house. There's options to it. Number one, I'll give you some free advice is you have to communicate with them. You have to talk to them. If you don't, they'll speed up the process on you because you're not calling and talking to them. You have to let them know your situation. You have to explain to them where the money is going to come to if they help you for you to stay current. It's crazy how we went from one side of we're keeping these houses off the market to we're going to go after every house that anybody's behind on now. So this is just my warning to everybody that's out there. Get ready to see a bloodbath in the foreclosure world and the housing industry. The only thing they're not saying is whether or not these houses will be put on the market or they'll be held like they were in the 08 crash because we had ghost inventory in 08. They held onto the houses. The houses didn't hit the MLS at all for years because they didn't want to crash it further. So we don't know if that's going to happen again yet. We're still waiting to see if that plays out again the same way. But if you want to buy foreclosures, because there's a lot of people in the comments that say I want to buy foreclosures, it's important to understand Super Tuesday is the best way to get them. First Tuesday of every month, go to your local courthouse. Houston, November 5th, has got right under 500 properties for sale right now. We still got 10 days to go. Dallas is right around 300 properties for sale. We still got 10 days to go. The numbers will change probably. The only thing I will say is banks right now are asking for all the money. They don't think the population knows that the housing is in such a bad way. So they want all the money. So if somebody bought a house and took a $380,000 loan, they want that $380,000 back. And they're holding the house hostage to see if somebody pays that. So a lot of the houses that go for sale on Super Tuesday don't get sold. They get held by the banks because people are not willing to pay those prices. Because the people who are buying these houses are buying them as an investment. So they want to lowball and they want to get in there as cheap as possible to profit as much as possible. It's still a little bit hard. We're too soon to do that yet. Keep saving, keep getting ready. It's going to happen. But on the foreclosure side, get ready. It's coming.
Man, the housing crisis is so artificially made.
It really
I'm gonna say it now because it's these banks, it's these corporations, and the smallest margin. It is the people who are buying houses to make investment properties like renting and all this stuff. It is people looking for money. Is why the reason we can't have houses nowadays. It's the reason why we're in such a bad spot.
And it should not cost this much just to have a place to stay.
For real. Also, Wells Fargo is crazy. I feel surprised Wells Fargo is still around. They were caught opening credit in other people's name. That is fraud. If I did that, I would be in prison.
Exactly.
They did it and they got away and they got what? They got charged, they got fined a little bit. Ooh-wee.
Like, housing is the basic need, and it just should not cost this much. It should not be this difficult to achieve.
Yeah.
It shouldn't be a luxury at all.
Yeah. Hey, careful, that's socialism.
No, it's not.
That's what people keep saying. Like to say like the basic human needs are food, water, and housing. People are like, "Oh, what are you, some type of communist?" Like, that's what you need to live. What are you talking about?
It's not even about communism or anything. It's just more like it could still work in like capitalism. It just, I feel like it should be cheaper.
For real. And then legit saying that will still people have, what are you, some type of socialist? Like, can I not say that things shouldn't be expensive out by corporations and stuff?
And it's insane because like everybody pretty much can agree that like everything should be cheaper.
Yeah. But then if you say it in a way they don't agree with, they're going to mark you someone else. That's what it's going to be.
But yeah, this is just insane. Especially you go house poor to work all this time. Like it's a real thing. And then your house gets foreclosed on and you don't get your money back.
Yeah. I'll say one thing, water should be free. It comes out the sky.
I mean, it could be put out a bucket, let it rain, and then take it and filter it.
Exactly. The only thing that's the cost is the filter.
Exactly.
That's the only thing that's the cost.
Yeah. Stop buying water bottles. Stop buying the bottled water and plastic.
Yeah, get a pitcher and get a filter. That works every single time. It's so great.
Exactly.
Boom.
Heck yeah.
I'm going to tell you about the time that I saw $80,000 get stolen right at the closing table. Okay, I had the listing side, I had the sellers, and we went to the closing, and all of us were there, which isn't how it goes all the time anymore, but this is how it happened to be this time. The sellers were there with me, and the buyers were on the other side of the table with their buyer's agent. As the selling side, we get to choose the title company that handles closing. So my sellers didn't personally know any title company that they wanted to use, so they let me choose who to use. And I use a title company that has an attorney that handles things. A side note, in Florida, that's not a requirement. You don't have to use an attorney for a real estate closing, but I do choose to do that. At the closing table, and one of the first things that's confirmed in the very beginning of a closing is, has the buyer sent their funds to the title company? You know, like their down payment, their closing costs, their cash to close. Usually a buyer will wire their funds to the title company either the afternoon before closing or in the morning before an afternoon closing. They basically wire it so that there's plenty of time for it to get transferred over. Title processor comes into the room at the beginning of the closing and she tells the buyers and the buyer's agent, hey, I don't see your wire coming yet. Buyers are like, what are you talking about? We sent it yesterday. Title company is like, okay, where did you send it? Let's confirm this. Buyer pulls out their phone and starts looking for the email that they got from the title company telling them exactly where to send this money. We're looking at the email with the buyer at this point, you know, on her phone, and we notice that the email address this email came from is very similar to the title processor's email, but it's not the right email address. There's like a dot in there or like a misspelling of a name. I can't remember, but it was something, very hard to notice right away if you weren't looking for it. Immediately, my gut sinks and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is wire fraud. It's happening right in front of us. The title attorney looks at it, confirms. So what happened is there is a scam. There are scammers who intercept emails between buyers and title companies. So they can then steal the title company's signature, make the email look like it came from the title company when it didn't come from the title company. So the email that this buyer read that said, hey, send your wire to XYZ account, it didn't come from the title company. It did look like it though, but it did not. Buyer sent over $80,000 to a scammer. If you want to know what happened, because yes, the house still sold, I will tell you that on the next part. This is getting a little...
I'm not doing part 2, idiot.
That's insane.
Not doing that.
Double check, like triple check all the emails and everything if you're going to be sending that much money.
No, it's like cause I've seen the many different ways they try to scam me with like this a slight change of a letter. Like they'll take a capital I, try to make a lowercase L. And they'll do anything. That you gotta watch those things.
Because like at that point, I feel like it should be like they give you the actual website.
Yeah.
And then you go there, put in your information, and they take it out your account.
For real.
That's how it should work.
It should go through a bank, bro. Like an actual bank. Like you should meet up with like a banker or whatever, man. A meeting. That's why you gotta do meetings. You can't be doing this mess, especially nowadays with all the hackers and all that mess, all the scammers. It has to be in person. What happened to that? Because in person made it way harder to scam.
For you. With all the checks and everything.
Too many checks, too many balances.
This is insane.
For real. Almost slap.
This is just a friendly message to anyone who's looking to buy a house. Don't buy a house that was flipped, because chances are the people that flipped your house aren't actually qualified to flip a house and just wanted to make some cash. And then a year and a half after buying your house, you'll find out that the flippers used construction glue to stick peel and stick tiles to a completely rotted and moldy subfloor in your bathroom. And then you'll be stuck spending ungodly amounts of money to fix that.
I feel you hit me.
This is just a friendly message to anyone who's looking to buy a house. Don't.
That's insane.
For real. I think where is the house flipped one at? Don't we have one here? Is it the next video? In this playlist?
I have no idea.
Cause if that was that, we need to see that now, because that kind of brings it up.
Yes.
Oh, you. Nope.
She lost.
I need to see
I'm so confused.
6 months and
You gonna see it. There it is. It was the next one. Yeah, that one. Talking about house flips.
I won this property at an auction for only $9,500. And I bet y'all say, yeah, that's all it was worth. Look at it. No floors, no ceilings. But look what we turned it into. Look what some new floors and walls and paint will do to a house, guys. We turned this big open area into 2 bedrooms. So now we have a 4-bed, 2-bath instead of a 3-bed, 1-bath. Nice sized bedrooms with closet spaces. Look at this bedroom. The floors are going, the ceilings are going. Look at the bathroom, a mess. But look how we transformed it. New carpet in the bedrooms, new windows, new closets. And it looks new. Look at that bathroom. Real clean, sleek. This bedroom we turned to a master. I don't know what was going on out here, but we had to close it up. So we made it a master bedroom with a master bathroom with a closet inside. Now look at that, y'all. Real nice and clean and sleek. The main thing is keep going, y'all. I ran through so many roadblocks, but I just got it done. I won this property at an auction for only $9,500.
Everything's not working. I prayed that stop putting hardwood in the bathroom.
Yeah, for real.
It's not a good idea. Also, doesn't look good either. Looks horrible.
But this is insane.
See, now this is a somewhat good flip. I hope. I don't know. Maybe there's probably some destroyed termite in that wood. Honestly, for real. House flips. That's something scary you got to think about.
Yeah, be careful with flipped houses.
For real, they will put just keep you exposed to gas line and put in your kitchen.
And the flippers that are just trying to make a quick buck.
Because you see all this stuff. You're always seeing someone trying to make a quick buck. That's all that life is anymore. Someone, hit myself in the junk back. So. That hurt. Everyone is always trying to make a quick buck, and that's the biggest issue. That's why we're at where we're at now. That's why every crisis that's financially has happened. Because someone's always trying to make a quick buck.
Exactly.
And they changed the rules to make a quick buck. And now we're stuck right here.
That's how it is.
Every single time.
It sucks.
It does suck.
But let us know what you've been through when it comes to housing, like any housing topic.
For real.
We want to know.
There we go. If you have flipped house, the guy actually do a complete video on just that, just like issues with that.
Yeah.
If you have a flipped house, tell us the issue you got so we can go over it in the video or something.
For real.
That'd be nice. Well, please comment, like, and subscribe or something.
Thank you for watching.
Bye.
Bye.